Hey guys, and welcome to the shop. If you're new here, I am the Convicted Christian. If you are a returning viewer, you know that it is What I Learned Wednesday, where I talk about the things that I learned that happened during Monday's video, which is Life Story Monday. First off, I just really wanted to say thank you guys. My last video didn't get as many views, but the views I did get, I appreciate all the views. I appreciate all the feedback and all the comments. I know it's not a lot, but for me, as a relatively new content creator, even though I have a ton of videos on there, hearing from you guys really helps. Knowing what you guys think, let me know, what seems to work, what doesn't seem to work. That definitely helps. What the heck? Got some on my shirt. I don't know what it is. Looks like it's glue. Anyways, thank you guys for everything that you've done for me. I don't make any money off of this, and if I did, I don't know if I'd like it as much. But I definitely do get a lot of motivation, a lot of support, and it helps me through my day knowing that there are some people that enjoy my content or find it useful. If you know somebody that could use this content, my videos, my story, please send them my way or send my videos their way. And maybe it'll help somebody. You never know. So, what I learned this time in my life. So, talking about my wife, talking about us getting married, and talking about my time at the retreat. First off, knowing my wife, I think I might have mentioned this before, but something that I learned is that no matter how much you think you love somebody in your past, no matter how much you think you care about them, when you find somebody that ignites your passion, ignites your soul, and makes you feel alive, you're going to love that person more than you thought it was possible to love another human being. I love my wife. I think that she is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me besides Christ. There's nothing that's even kind of on the same level as her when it comes to what I love on this planet. Yes, I love my children. They reside in a special spot in my heart. A spot that no one else is ever going to be in. But my wife is my number one. She comes before everything other than God. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have my children. If it wasn't for her, I never would have gone to that retreat. I never would have made the decision to convert and actually put my faith in something instead of just knowing about it. And I try to tell her all the time. And I try to get her to understand just what she means to me. But words are such a pale comparison to the real life. Even if I could use every word in the English language, it still wouldn't be enough for what she does for me, for how she makes me feel, for the man that I want to be for her. And I know that I drop the ball more often than I don't. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish I could be the husband that she deserves. I wish that I could be the friend that she deserves. And hopefully with time I'll get there. And she doesn't, lose interest and doesn't take off on me before then. I don't think she would. But I can't even imagine how difficult it is for her dealing with somebody that has a past like mine. Dealing with someone that struggles with addiction and a lot of negative self-talk that I'm working through now. Don't get it twisted. It's definitely a work in progress, but it is being worked on. I love that woman more than I ever thought I could. So what I learned is that there's depths to love that I'll never fully know. And meeting her, I did go to a level that I never knew possible prior to that. And then when she gave birth to our first child, it didn't just deepen, it became vast. I got to spend some time with her without the kids, just me and her. And she kept telling me, oh, I don't want to bore you, and oh, I don't want to, I don't want you to think that our time's wasted. And I constantly kept having to tell her that spending time with her is what all I wanted. That in the ordinary moments, if they're spent with her, they become extraordinary moments. And I never knew that was possible until I met her. So, getting married. I never thought that marriage was anything super special. I mean, I knew that it meant more commitment. I knew that it meant, I knew it meant something. But it's marriage, it's what people do. And then I actually married someone that I wanted to marry for the right reasons. Not because I needed a place to stay and I was on parole. Not because it was the opportune time. Not because I just wanted to. But it was because I chose this woman. And hopefully she chose me. To love, to cherish, to honor for the rest of my life. And there's nothing better than that. Absolutely nothing better than that. And so, even though I didn't really understand what marriage was going to do for me and what it meant for me, I learned that as much as I loved her, as much as my love became more than I ever thought it would be, so did my want for that relationship grow. Before her, I struggled with relationships. I struggled with jealousy, and I struggled with, differences in theology, differences in thought processes, differences in morals and ethics. And with her, even though there were differences, they paled in comparison to not only who she was, but who we were together. I'm telling you guys, vapid, quick, uninspiring relationships may get you to the next step in life. But when you find the one that you truly want to spend the rest of your life with, not I want to spend the next time until I'm bored with, but actually want to spend the rest of your life with, something changes. Something definitely alters how you view things. And those vapid, uninspired relationships are going to look like dandelion fluff in the wind. Absolutely nothing. Not worthless. Because clearly there was something that you learned during that relationship. But nothing worth writing home about. I can remember other relationships that I've had. I can remember, the girls that I've dated. But something that I learned is that as soon as they were out of sight, out of mind, it took them coming back for me to really think about them. And I explained this to my wife, that I don't have to work at that with her. I don't have to sit there and put, notes in my phone or sticky notes on my wall or anything to let's say, oh, don't forget to text or anything like that. My wife is the first person in my life that I've been able to consistently have on my mind. And even if I go and do something else, she gets back on my mind. I learned that she is the most special person in the world. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because that's what I think. Now, talking about the retreat, what did I learn there? Woo. A lot. I learned a lot there. But a couple of the key points is that there is a difference between knowing about Jesus, knowing about your faith, knowing about whoever it is you believe in, and actually knowing them and believing in them and having faith in them. And for a large part of my life, I knew about Jesus, but I didn't really know Jesus at all. I didn't know the changes that he would make in me. I didn't believe in him. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't know about the change in how I view others would happen. And I had to learn all of that real fast. I also learned that, call me crazy, but actually having an experience with Christ, having an actual, I don't know what you call it, visitation of Christ, changes your perception on your faith so much. Feeling like he's actually with you, not like, oh, he's all around us, Jesus is everywhere, and, blah, 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 blah. But actually feeling his presence. Feeling how he feels towards you. It puts so many things in perspective and in the perception that you've never seen before. And I never knew if I could ever really believe in Jesus, because I can read about him, I can talk about him, I can learn about him, and intellectually I believed, because I learned about him intellectually, in an intellectual way. But that's not what he's after. That's not what he's looking for. And a long time ago, someone told me that the longest distance in the world isn't from point A to point B, all the way around the globe. It's from your head to your heart. And it's the hardest distance. Because if you rely too much on your head, it's hard for your heart to just blindly believe and follow just in faith. And if you follow completely with your heart, it's hard to be able to look at the intellectual things that people have learned about him. Because as a person, we like to put things in labels and boxes and limit the power of God and limit the power of Jesus, because it makes it more digestible. Whereas in our hearts, we can blindly believe and follow complete faith that he says who he is, what he is, and how powerful he is. And so it's hard to meld those two. And I think at this time, when I was at the retreat, I finally got a taste of that. And it was sweeter than any drug or narcotic I had ever taken. It was finer than any clothes I ever wore. And I knew that would be what I chased for the rest of my life. And now I am. And the more that I learn about Jesus and the more that I believe in him, my mind and my heart get a little closer. And it fills me with almost more joy than I can handle. Even though it may not always look like it, I'm kind of the guy that has the angry look on his face all the time. But I learned quite a bit in this time of my life. Now, on next Monday, I'm going to actually rewind a little bit and talk to you about something that happened around the birth of my first child with my wife. That was my first opportunity to succeed. And if you want to know if I succeeded or not, I guess you're just going to have to come back and watch it on Monday. So, thank you guys again for coming and viewing this video. I've got 119 other videos just like it. Well, not just like it, but pretty similar. I really hope to see you around. If you need anything, like support or someone to talk to, you can throw it in the comment and we can talk, or we can figure out a way to get in contact, because I know what it's like to not have anyone in your corner, and I know what it's like when there is somebody in your corner. And if you need someone there, I'm willing to step up. Always remember, guys, if we're going to change the world, we got to get our minds and our hearts in line so we can change ourselves. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you on Friday.